great to see you all join the session. I'll make sure that this training going to be informative and helpful as possible, right? So I have a little introduction to do right now. So I just want to talk about my company because this is one other important topic which we want to discuss during this training, right? So we are part of a company called Zoho Corporation. So Zoho Corporation is the parent company, and underneath that we have three different divisions. And Zoho Corporation is established on 1996. So previously we have been called as Adventnet, ADVENT, Adventnet Corporation, and then we have been renamed as Zoho Corporation. And we are established in 1996. Probably you can imagine how many years we are in business. And then, yeah, the three different divisions are, the first one is WebNMS. So this is where we started with. So in 1996, I would say our CEO and a couple of his friends have started this particular division, wherein we started with network related applications. So the mobile network related applications were being developed. I think it's something like APIs were being developed in during the initial times of WebNMS. And at present, the WebNMS is dealing with IoT platform. So this is a small division in our organization wherein they work with IoT, Internet of Things, right? And they are building Internet of Things for energy, for power and others. And we have a huge customer base for WebNMS as well. So this is one of the oldest products of Zoho Corporation. And this has almost around 25,000 customers across the globe. You may not have heard this particular brand because this is mostly used in the enterprise and framework level application. So we don't discuss much on this, or you may not see any advertisements or anything around, but still this makes good business for us. All right, and then came ManageEngine. So ManageEngine is established in 2002, and wherein we started with monitoring applications, meaning we started with the server monitoring, network monitoring, and slowly ventured into the service desk domain, the help desk domain, and then into customer support domain, and then we went into Active Directory management, the Windows management, and the security and analytics. So we'll be talking brief about all these products in some time because ManageEngine doesn't build only Service Desk Plus. So Service Desk Plus is one among the products in ManageEngine. So I'll talk about how many products we have, and also the strength, whatever I would say when it comes to ManageEngine is integration between the products. Say for example, if you have a company with an IT business, if you have a company that has IT business, meaning IT department, so they may be doing multiple operations in their IT, right? So there will be a team to monitor the servers, and there will be a team to take care of help desk queries from end users, and there will be a security team, right? And there will be some teams to manage their Active Directory and endpoints. Endpoints meaning, so there will be some application using which we'll be managing the machines, whatever given to the users and connected to the network, right? So these are all some of the operations that's being done or that's being happening in an IT environment, right? So we have products to cover the whole spectrum. All right, Krunal, I see that you want to share your screen, so I'm canceling it for now. So probably if you have something to say, you can unmute yourself and do it. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, getting back to ManageEngine. Yes, we have a variety of products, and the best part about us is integration between the system. So it's just not one product. You can integrate the whole suite so that you can cover the broad spectrum, the complete IT spectrum using our products. So we'll be talking about the integrations in detail over the last day session. On the fourth day, I'll be talking about what are the different integrations that are available out of box. And during that time, you would know the advantage of using ManageEngine rather the competitive products, right? Okay, so and then the third division, which is established in 2005, it's Zoho.com, right? So it's mostly cloud-based application. Under ManageEngine, we have on-premise. Most of them, almost 80% of the products, whatever we have underneath ManageEngine is on-premise, installable. So you got to download our application and install it on the server. So that's pretty much the model, whatever followed in ManageEngine for 80% of products. But still, we have 20% of products we have on cloud, meaning it will be hosted on our servers, and you can sign up and start using it. So we have Service Desk Plus in a cloud offering, right? So we have both offerings, Service Desk in on-premise as well as cloud. So we'll be talking about that in detail in some time, right? Okay. And about the third division, Zoho.com. So right now we have around 40 plus products underneath Zoho.com, and almost all the products are cloud, right? So starting from the Office suite, so just like the Microsoft Office, we have the complete Office suite on cloud. So you have something which is similar to Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Excel, right? So all these are available in cloud. So I'm using one of the tools to do this particular presentation. And also the meeting is from Zoho as well. So this is an online application to do presentations, right? So I'm using one of the tools right now, and this gives me an advantage of, even this morning I had some problem with my laptop. I quickly switched to my kid's laptop and I'm doing this presentation. So it gives me flexibility to access my data anytime and anywhere or on anything I want, right? So all these are available online. And in addition to that, one of the top products or one of the flagship products under Zoho is a CRM. So we have a customer relationship management application, and that's one of the flagship products. And also there is one other interesting product called Creator. So Creator application is something using which you can build applications by yourself with less code or no code, right? So you may be interested in exploring these products. So you can go to Zoho.com, and if you are a programmer or if you are a programming enthusiastic, then probably you can try out the Creator application. That's going to be really interesting, wherein it can let you create applications from scratch without or less code, right? You can try that out. And once again, the best part in Zoho is these products are tightly integrated. So the data from CRM can be synced with Creator, or if you want to pull up some data from Creator, that can be pulled up in CRM. Yeah. So the best part about the complete organization is the integration between the systems. All right. So yeah, you may ask me. So we just came here for a service desk training. So why am I talking about all this? Right. As I said, we have integration between systems, and you may find customers, your customers having requirements for different applications. So if you could know a little bit about the application, at least you can go research and see if the customers' requirements can be achieved using any of these products, right? So that is the real purpose of keeping this introduction session over the first day of the training. So we have a few more interesting things to talk about. Let me move on to the next slide. All right. So the next topic is on where are our offices, right? Okay. So we have offices across the globe, and we have a couple of offices in the US, one in California, another one in Texas, and we have offices in Mexico, Netherlands, UAE, Australia, China, Japan, and Singapore. So we have all these offices just to establish our presence on those locations. So the most active offices we have are in India. So we have our office in outskirts of Chennai. It's almost 50 kilometers from Chennai. So that is where we all work. So we have around almost 8,000 plus employees working from our Chennai facility. And this is where the complete research and development takes place. So this is a building. If you see a little building on the right-hand side corner, yeah, that is exactly where we are sitting and working and developing the products, right? And rest of the offices, yes, US office is a little bit of marketing and sales, and other offices pretty much do the same. So we do not have R&D and research and development taking place in any other branches, just in Chennai office. And we have one more office in the in the suburb of Tamil Nadu. State, a little town in Tamil Nadu. So that's called Tenkasi. So if you have any people from the Tamil Nadu, probably you would know there is a town called Tenkasi wherein we have our office, and a little bit of development is going on from there as well. Yeah. So it's all about our offices. And also, due to this pandemic situation, we started opening satellite offices. So we started opening small offices wherein we will have 20 to 30 employees working from the location. So that's working out at present right now. So we may see multiple other branches going to get added after this situation got over, right? Okay. And about the data centers. So as I said, we have cloud applications as well. So this is one among the important questions you might get when you talk about our products. Say in case of implementation, or if you're from the pre-sales department, this is going to be one other important question you'll be asked for. So you got to talk about where our data centers are, because the data, each nation, each country will have its own policies, data storage policies, right? So we have data centers across different regions of the globe. We have a couple of data centers in the US, one in Washington and Dallas. And then in the Europe region, we have in Amsterdam. So since Europe is very concerned about the data privacy, and I hope you all heard about GDPR, right? GDPR is one of the privacy policies introduced in the Europe. And our data center is located in a strategic location in Amsterdam. And yes, we all comply with the norms and policies, whatever should be there for European customers. And also we have one more in Dublin, Ireland. And yes, in Chennai we have Chennai we have a data center, and in Mumbai. And in China, we have in Beijing and Shanghai. And Australia is a pretty new data center we have opened in Sydney and Melbourne. So these are the places wherein we store all the data of the customers, right? So we'll be sharing you the presentation as well. So in case if you have any questions later on, or if you want to refer something, you can always use this. And also we have all this information on your website as well. All right, so if you go to our website, managing.com or zoho.com, you get all this information. Okay, so next comes the important topic, or portfolio, right? So as I said, we're going to be talking a little bit about all these products. So I'm not going to go deeper into it. We don't want to spend 1 month of time in training all these products. So I'll just talk 2 lines about what is the primary functionality of the product, right? So that is exactly what we are going to do with this particular slide. Okay, so we have multiple streams. So you might be wondering how many products we have underneath ManageEngine. So we have 90 plus products. So we have 90 plus products across ManageEngine, and some of them are paid products, installable products, and some of them are free tools. So you can directly go into our website and you can see what are the free tools available. So if you are related to IT or IT management, some of these tools can be helpful, right? So free IT management tools. Yeah, this is a list. So you have all these tools: Health Monitor, SQL Health Monitor, Windows Service Monitor, Freedis, SharePoint Health Monitor, ScriptZone. So these products are free. No cost, no hidden charges, nothing on it. You can simply download it and start using it. So these are all free tools, part of our suite, right? And these are all the paid products, right? So we don't want to talk about free tools much, but still, if you could know about it, maybe it would be useful sometimes. Maybe it will come handy to perform some actions in the IT environment. All right. So starting with our portfolio, we have the Windows Server Management. So we call it as WSM, right? So I think that's a common notation being used for Windows Server Management. Underneath that, we have AD Manager. So this is one of the flagship products in ManageEngine as well. So AD Manager deals with managing the Active Directory. So maybe you might be thinking, how it's going to help in Active Directory because it's from Microsoft and they have already made it simpler. So this particular tool will help you to create templates, meaning, say, if you have a new user joining the organization and you might want to do multiple access permissions, like you may want to give multiple access permissions, and also you may have to create accounts in different application. Yeah, so that's a common process whatever being followed when you have a new user created in an organization. Think of a company like us, wherein, or like TCS, we have, I think you should have some thousands and thousands of employees, right? So you might be onboarding a lot of employees per day, and you may have to follow this process for each and every employee globally. So for this, the Active Directory Manager, AD Manager Plus, will help you create templates. Say if it's going to be an implementation engineer joining the organization, so they will be associated to the specific template. So once associated, it will create all access and all accounts, whatever needed for the implementation engineer in TCS. So likewise, depending upon the role, we can create templates, and those templates can be used when creating a user. So that's pretty much what ID Manager will does, and that's a primary functionality, I would say. So it's not all what it does. It has many other functionalities. So the primary functionality of the AD Manager is to have templates and create it. And also there is one other interesting functionality that comes closer with Service Desk Plus. That is, say whenever we go for implementation of Service Desk Plus, so the first thing we would do is importing the user. So that's why we have the first topic as user management as well. So the first task is to import the users from Active Directory, right? So almost, in my experience, almost 90% of customers have uh, incorrect entries, stale accounts in Active Directory. So we use this tool, and this has one wonderful option using which you can export the complete list of Active Directory users in a CSV file. You can manipulate it and remove all the duplicate stale accounts and everything, and you can make the list fresh and upload it. So this is going to clean up the Active Directory in few minutes, right? So that's one interesting functionality we have in the AD Manager. So likewise, we have data security. Say, maybe I can give you an example of what the data security application will do. So we all heard about ransomware, right? So the ransomware will affect the machine, and it will encrypt the files, and there will be a notepad open on the screen wherein it will tell you to pay some bitcoins to decrypt the existing files. So that's ransomware. So this particular product will help you notify as soon as you have such attack on any of the machines. You can have the monitors in place, and that's gonna see what are all the file changes are happening in that particular machine. And when there is a file change, it's gonna notify so that you can avoid this particular virus or worm spreading across other machines in the network. So this can monitor and notify, so using which you can avoid the damage to other machines. So that's pretty much what data security will do. And yeah, I don't want to talk much about other products and spend the whole day. So I'll just talk about a couple other important products, what we have underneath WSM. And whatever products I'm talking about has a tight integration with Service Desk Plus. So that is the reason why I'm spending some time in explaining that in detail. All right. So the third product which I want to talk about is AD Self Service Plus. So this is one other cool product using which you can say you have an AD account. Everyone will have an AD account. Say if you forgot your AD account or if your account is locked up. So this particular product will get you access to reset your password by yourself. You don't have to call your IT team or AD administrator to reset the password. Rather, this is going to provide an option right on the lock screen, wherein you will have multi-factor authentication as well. So you can have iPhone or um, Android app handy, using which you can get the unique code using which you can reset the password. So that's pretty much what this particular product will do. And this is integrated with Service Display. So I'll talk in detail about how this is integrated and what is the use case we are solving using this integration over the fourth day session. Right? And O365 Manager is again Office 365 Manager, which will help you to manage Office 365. And AD Exchange Audit, yeah, that's an audit tool. So that's going to track down the whole bunch of changes are being happening in the AD. So these products, the AD Exchange Audit, going to help in complying with GDPR. So the GDPR, one of or some of the lines or some of the topics in GDPR talks about auditing as well. So this product will help you or help the customers to comply with GDPR, especially with the European customers or the customers or countries that has the data privacy policy. Right. So the other one is Identity Manager. Yes, it's almost similar. A little bit of AD Manager plus feature will be available in Identity Manager. SharePoint Manager to manage a SharePoint, and Recovery Manager. Yes, that will track down the whole bunch of changes happening in the AD and the file system, and that's going to help you in recovering it. So that's pretty much what we have in the Windows Server Management. All right. Okay. So, all right. Okay. So the next one is our department, IT Service Management, and that includes analytics as well. So I'll tell you why we have included analytics in this particular segment. Yes. So the flagship product of ManageEngine is Service Desk Plus. So Service Desk Plus is the ITL ready product. So we will not say ITL compliant, it's ITL ready product, because we have simplified ITAL for our customers. Meaning, ITL is, yeah, I hope most of you would have trained or maybe would have gone through the training of ITAL, and you would know that there are multiple concepts in ITAL. So we make ITAL simple and approachable for our customers. So that's one among the advantage of using our ManageEngine Service Desk Plus product, right? So Service Desk Plus is ITAL ready product, and I'll talk about what are the different modules we support in the upcoming slides. All right, and the next one is Service Desk for Managed Service Provider. So MSP stands for Managed Service Providers. So these are the companies who offer support for different organizations. So the MSPs will take care of IT of different other organizations. So the MSP product, the Service Desk Plus MSP product, will have an option to handle multiple accounts, meaning multiple organizations, right? So it's exactly same like Service Desk, but it will have an additional layer wherein you can configure multiple accounts. And then we have Asset Explorer, and this part, the Asset Explorer part, is available within Service Desk Professional and Enterprise Edition. I'll talk about the editions in a bit. Asset Explorer is bundled in Service Desk Plus, and also we offer that as a standalone product. So if any of the customers needs only the asset part of the Service Desk Plus, we can suggest them Asset Explorer. So this deals with discovery, classification of assets, software asset management, and CMDB, configuration management database, and so on. So if you're wondering about these terms, I guess most of you have already have experience working on ITL applications, but still maybe we'll run through a little bit about the different terminologies, whatever we'll be using in this training in a bit. All right, and the next product is Support Center. Support Center is a customer support software. So Service Desk is a IT help desk, not IT help desk. So we have a feature called Enterprise Service Management. I'll talk about that in a bit. So it can handle the help desk requirement of any department in an organization. So Service Desk is for internal organization. Likewise, Support Center is for dealing with external customers, meaning say we have Dell or HP, they sell laptops and desktops to consumers. So if they have any issues, they can raise requests with the Support Center Plus application, right? So just to get you an understanding of what the particular product does. So Service Desk is for internal organization, and Support Center is for external users, so the consumers, right? Okay, so yeah, that's about Support Center, and then Analytics Plus. Yeah, this is one of the cool product in ManageEngine. So this integrates with pretty much all other products, whatever you see over here. And also, in addition to that, it integrates with the third-party application as well. So this synchronizes all the data, and using which you can build good analytics, good reports and dashboards. So I'll be demonstrating how it can work with Service Desk Plus during the 4-day session, and that will help you understand what are the different options using which you can get a complete dashboard. Especially, when a CEO or a CIO wants to see about the complete statistics on how it's going in their company, like say how it's going in their IT, how many requests they are receiving, and how much we are spending on IT. So the application gonna get a complete dashboard in one screen. So I'll be demonstrating all that during the last day session. And then we have significance in listing out Zoho reports over here. So Analytics Plus is a on-premise offering, meaning the Analytics Plus can be installed on a server, and that can gather all the data from other products and show up the dashboards and reports. Wherein the Zoho Reports is a cloud application, so you can push the data directly into cloud, and from there you can get dashboards and reports. So both products are almost similar. Analytics is on-premise, and Zoho Reports is cloud. Likewise, the Service Desk has two offerings. So we have cloud offering as well as on-premise offering. So in this training, we'll be discussing on the on-premise offering of Service Desk Plus, the installable application. All right. So yeah, the feature-wise, there is no big differences between on-premise and the cloud offering. There could be a little bit of features more in on-premise, and there will be some other features available in cloud. So I'll try to get you a comparison on what are the features available in cloud offering as well as in the on-premise offering, and, maybe before the end of the training, or maybe I'll send a document to see what are the differences between these two offerings of Service Desk Plus. All right, and the third stream we have in here is endpoint management. So endpoint management, meaning you can manage all your desktops, laptops across the organization, and managing in the sense, say if you want to deploy a software, so it can be done just by a click of a button, and this integrates with Service Desk Plus as well. Um, so the application install, uninstall, all can be done right using a click of a button right from Service Desk. So we're going to spend a little bit of time to know about this particular product over the 4-day session, but I'll just get you a brief on what this product does, or what is the primary functionality of these products. So Desktop Central is an endpoint management tool using which you can discover all the machines available over the network, and this is gonna have an option to create software installation templates. Say if you have a new laptop and if you want to install a bunch of software to it, depending upon the person to whom the laptop gonna be provided, so you can create all the packages and deploy it remotely, right? And also it has an option to operating system imaging. That is, if you want to deploy an operating system into a machine, it has an option to deploy the image remotely. That is over the web. It can over the network. It can be done. So these are some of the primary functionalities of Desktop Central. As I said, this integrates with Service Desk as well. And Desktop Central MSP is for managed service providers. So as I said, managed service MSP business is something like handling the IT of different other organizations. So this is going to get you another layer through which you can manage the machines remotely, right? And the patch manager plus, yes. So this will help you in patching. Say the Windows will be releasing a lot of patches. Likewise, there will be other applications releasing the patches. So using this particular product, it is possible to deploy the patches in the user machine, right? And the next important product that I want to talk about on this particular list is MDM, Mobile Device Management. So this is a part of Desktop Center, and also it is available as a standalone product. And the mobile device manager will help you in managing the mobile devices, Android phones, iPhones. It will help you to manage the phone. Say if you want to block the camera, or if you don't want the users to install Facebook or Instagram, that can be pretty much done using this particular tool. So this will create a policy for the mobile phones, and also it will have personal container as well as organization. Organization container, so that the data can be separated and it can be managed efficiently using MDM. So likewise, we have a few other small products over here: browser security, vulnerability manager, remote access plus. So that's a remote tool offered with all options available uh, to access the computers remotely, which is a part of the Desktop Central by default. All right, so I guess that gives you a little bit of understanding about what does the endpoint management suite does. And the next division that I want to talk about is on IT operations management. So IT operations management, as said, Op Manager is the first product of ManageEngine, and this does a server monitoring. So you can install the probes and through which you can monitor the complete performance of the server. So this has option to set the thresholds. Say if it exceeds 90% of RAM, then notify someone on that. So this integrates with Service Desk as well. I'll show you how this integrates and what use case we solve using the integration between Op Manager and Service Desk or the 4-day session. And Op Manager comes with the net flow analyzer. So it is for network bandwidth analysis. So using this, you can control or you can monitor how much bandwidth is being used by machines in the network. So using which you can find what are the different applications also, or who is using the most bandwidth. So using which you can save bandwidth and control how the network bandwidth should be allocated for different machines and people, right? And one other important product is NCM, Network Configuration Manager, right? This will be helpful to configure the routers, switches, and so on. And the firewall analyzer to analyze the firewall to see how many ports are open. So this can integrate with Windows machines and get the list of ports open, using which you can easily manage the firewall. And a couple of the products that is of importance on this particular list is Applications Manager. So Applications Manager is one interesting tool using which you can monitor different applications. So you can monitor web application, say SQL Server, or a web application which is hosted on Apache, Tomcat server, or if you want to monitor any other database. So that can be done using Applications Manager. So when there is a malfunction or if there is a threshold breach, so this is going to create a request in Service Desk. And Site 24/7 is an online monitoring application which is available on cloud. All you have to do is just sign up and start using it. And this is going to get you the complete monitoring on cloud-based application. Alarms one is just for maintaining the alarms. All right. So the last one is IT security. So the IT security, the important products that I want to talk about today is the event log analyzer. So this is gonna track down the whole bunch of events happening on each machine, and it's gonna get you the contextual info on what's going wrong in the machines. Say you might see the particular application is crashing on a particular application is crashing on a machine. So this could be an indicator that there could be serious damage going to happen in the future. So to avoid such situations, the event log analyzer has all features using which you can monitor and you can find what are all the different issues that may occur even before it affects the users. And then the next important product which I want to talk about over here is the Password Manager Pro. So this is one of the privilege identity management, shortly called as PIM2, using which you can manage all the passwords. Say if you are being asked how many passwords do you remember, you would say at least 20 passwords, right? And if you're in IT, you might say that you will remember at least 20 passwords, or there would be an Excel sheet wherein you would have the whole bunch of server names and the passwords, right? So the Password Manager Pro will help you access those resources right through our application. Say if you want to remote into one particular machine, say it's a proxy server you want to remote into. So all they have to do is they simply go in here and click on it. So we will be validating the user privileges of the user, and then we log them in. And this is one among the successful products in ManageEngine. And yeah, the cloud security, yes, this has options to check the vulnerabilities and see if there are loopholes in the cloud products. And Password Manager MSP is for managed service provider. And yeah, so it's pretty much just one layer more, wherein you can manage multiple accounts, passwords. So yeah, that's a quick run through of different products in ManageEngine. So maybe if you are wondering why I have to spend this much time on this, yes, over the 4th day session, we are going to talk about how these products are integrated with Service Desk and how we can establish Service Desk as a centralized console using which we can manage different operations in an environment. So that is exactly what we're going to look at. So I'll just give a brief about these products. And over the 4th day, I will be talking about what are the integrations that can be achieved using all these products, right? All right. Okay, so now we are going to talk something which is in the product Service Desk Plus, right? So previously, meaning if you ask what is Service Desk Plus before a couple of years or maybe a year back, yeah, I think a year back, if you ask me what is Service Desk Plus, I would say Service Desk is the ITSM tool, IT Service Management tool, right? So it caters only for IT department. But the beginning of this year, like we are released, or I think it was in the end of last year, we have released a feature called ESM, Enterprise Service Management. So this particular feature offers uh, an option to establish the own help desk for each department. Meaning, a company, if you take one organization, there will be different departments. There will be a travel department, legal department, human resources department, finance department, and facilities department. So each of these departments will have a requirement to have a help desk, right? Say if you are going on travel, you may need to request for a travel, right? You may need to raise a travel request, right? So once the travel request is created, the travel team will work on it and getting your visa and getting your tickets to travel, right? So there would be a need for that particular team to have a help desk to make sure all the requests are attended in a proper timings and also with proper approvals. So that is the reason behind having this feature in the application. It's called Enterprise Service Management. So this can help you to set up a help desk for each of these departments, right? So earlier we have been calling ourselves as ITSM tool, and after this feature, yes, we are enterprise, wherein we can cater any help desk requirement of any of the departments within the organization. So we'll be talking more on what are the different configurations involved and how we can bring in users and how we can associate them to multiple departments for the first day session. So Agazi would be covering this, right? Okay, so I have a couple more slides to go. So this is one among the very important topics that I want to talk about. So I understand that most of you have ITL background and you guys know what are the terminologies to be used in the ITL world, right? Okay, but I just want to quickly run through this so that if you're missing out any of this, so it will be really helpful. Because if you're not sure about these terminologies, I'm not sure the training gonna be real helpful because we'll be using all these words during the training. So you should be very sure about these terminologies. So these are all not complex and maybe you might know it very well. I just want to give you a brief, just like the way I did for the products so that we will all in the same phase, right? Okay, all right. So the requesters are the ones who request for support for any issue they might face or they might be asking for a new services, right? So in your organization you might be a requester. Say if you have any problem with your laptop, you would go and raise a request to your IT department, right? Or if you want a new laptop, yes, you will raise a request for getting a new laptop. So you would be a requester. And the technician are the ones who support the requesters, right? There will be technicians in the particular department, and they'll be fulfilling the request of requesters or solving the issues whatever raised by requesters. And these two together called as users, right? Why we are calling it as users? Because we just talked about enterprise service management. So enterprise service management will let you create help desk for each of the department. Say if I belong to the IT department and I'm a technician, I may be a requester for HR department or travel department or legal department. The same user, when I switch over to travel or HR, then I'll be a requester, right? And if I come to IT, yes, I'll be a technician, right? So to make it in a common notation, we call them as users. And underneath users, you have requesters and technicians, right? Okay. All right. And then we're going to talk about groups. So there are a couple of groups. One is user groups and technician groups. So user groups or requester groups. Say if you have any specific knowledge base article which you want to share it to a user group, that can be done, right? Say if you want a particular department or particular team to access a certain set of knowledge base set, you can create a user group and share it to them. Likewise, say if you want only managers to access, okay, if you want only managers to access one particular template, then you can create a user group and share the template, right? All right. And then technician groups or the support groups, say based on the skill set. Say if you're good in desktop troubleshooting, likewise you might have some other people who'd be good in desktop troubleshooting, so we're going to combine them and make a group. So when there is a request for a desktop issue, right, so you're going to assign it to the group rather assigning to a technician. So we have the option to create groups, and also it offers a little more functionalities that we will be talking about that in detail in the user management session. All right. And then incident requests. Yes, any disruption to the existing servers is an incident, right? So if you have a performance issue with your laptop, or if you have some issue with the access permissions, or some issue with the login, yeah, these are all considered as an incident requests. And then service requests, if you want something new, say if you want a new computer or if you want access to one of the applications, yes, that's gonna be a service request. And then problem requests, yes, say if you have an incident for which you do not have a solution, a permanent solution, right? Say you have users having some performance issues with the machine, with the laptop, with a certain model of laptop. for which if you do not have a solution, you got to create a problem ticket, right? So the problem ticket will be created to analyze what is the root cause of that particular issue and to figure out a solution or a workaround to solve it, right? So problem module will help you to become proactive. So when I say proactive, there are two types of support: proactive support and reactive support. So reactive support will help solving the issue after the issue has occurred. Proactive support is something which we solve the issue even before the issue occurs to an user. So I hope you can imagine which one is better. Proactive is always better. So problem management help you in taking up a proactive approach over solving the issues to the users, right? Okay, and then we have the change management. So change management, we have step-by-step design, wherein it is possible to perform a huge modification in the environment, right? So it has a step-by-step procedure using which you can do a huge modification with proper approvals from the stakeholders and in a proper schedule. So we have a process in place at different stages. So that we will be discussing over tomorrow's session. All right, and then this list includes asset management, wherein we'll be managing the assets, and then we have project management, using which you can manage the projects, and then we have purchase order management and contract management. Purchase order for purchasing, you can raise invoices and purchase, and then we have um, contract management, using which you can manage the contracts. And the most important topic I have on this list is CMDB, Configuration Management Database. So all these terminologies, whatever we talked about, are enabled using Configuration Management Database. So the building blocks of the whole organization can be mapped using the CMDB, Configuration Management Database. So this pretty much involved in building relationships between one component to another. Say if I'm using a laptop and I have to map this particular laptop is used by me, Jay, and then this laptop is connected to the network using a router, and that router is connected to a specific ISP, and the same ISP is used for different other departments, right? Similar such mapping would be helpful when you perform a huge change in the environment, or if you want to troubleshoot an issue. If you look at the diagram, you will see how these components, so it is called as CIs, configuration items. So how one configuration item is related to another. So that is pretty much what we will be doing in the CMDB, Configuration Management Database. So we'll be talk about this extensively over the third day session, wherein we have a full whole day to talk about the different options available in the asset management of the application. Yeah, I just have one more slide to go. So this is our vision, right? So we started as a help desk, and then we transformed into IT service management, ITSM tool, and then we have become enterprise service management. So wherein we manage the help desk of different departments. And the next step, what we are visioning is IT and business process automations. So we want to bring in more business process automations in the application. And then platform and marketplace, we want to build it as a platform wherein you can build some extensions for service desk, additional functionalities for service desk, or customizing service desk depending upon the specific requirements. We do have it at present, but we do not have it in the marketplace or platform model. That's one of the visions we have here. And then employee experience management. So this is our current vision on taking up the product to the next levels. So currently the vision is up to employee experience management. Maybe down the line we'll be adding some more to the list. All right, so I just have one more topic to go. It's about the editions of Service Desk Plus. Right, we have three editions in Service Desk: standard, professional, and enterprise. So I don't want to run through the whole list. Probably I'll share the URL. Maybe if there is a requirement, you can verify if that particular feature is available in the specific edition. All right, so standard edition is a pretty basic help desk application which involves solutions management and a little bit of reports. And then professional edition includes help desk, that is all features in standard. Along with it, it will have asset management. And the third edition is a top edition which has the help desk and all ITL concepts. So we have service catalog, service request management, and change management, and problem management, and CMDB, right? And also it includes projects as well. So these are the three different edition. So we'll be training you on the enterprise edition of Service Desk Plus, which is the top edition that includes all features whatever we have in the product. All right. So I guess
Right.
we are at the end of the introduction session. Yes, I heard something.
Okay. So how the IT help desk is different from the help desk?
Okay. IT help desk is different from help desk. No. Okay. With ESM, you can have help desk for different departments, right? Okay. Maybe this should say help desk software. The IT, I think you can ignore IT over here. So standard edition will have the help desk module. So it will have the incident module, solution module, and the reports module, right? And then professional edition will have the complete help desk and asset management. And then the enterprise edition will have help desk module, including the ITL modules, change, problem, and CMDB. And it also includes projects. Okay, probably we'll have to remove IT over here. Probably this page is not updated after we have released ESM. So this should be help desk software, not IT help desk software, because IT can be one among the departments.
Right. Exactly.
Cool. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
Shiva? Yeah, thank you so much. All right, so we are all the way at the end of the introduction session. So I hope the information, whatever I provided, would be useful. Maybe you may think right now it may not be, uh, related to the topic we are going to train on, but still down the line, when you're working on customers, working with customers, then this particular information might spark and help you in solving any of the critical requirements of the customer, because this has happened with many other partners as well. So that is why we had this session more extensively as possible, right? Okay, we'll be sharing you all the presentations and recordings as well. So in case if you want to refer it in a later time, you can do it. All right.
Jay, Nadia
Yes.
here. I have one question. So when you say help desk here, that also includes the ESM part,
Yes.
everything you said
Yes.
under ESM.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
and
yeah.
yeah, and also when you mentioned the IT service management, you mentioned the Analytics Plus and Zoho reports separately. So
Yes.
when we're talking about Service Desk Plus, that comes with a reporting module
Yes.
that is inclusive of Analytics Plus, or that is a separate thing that we have to integrate with Service
Okay,
Desk Plus.
so we have a reporting module in the application, right? So we have an option to run default reports, predefined reports, and also you can run custom reports and even query reports. You can run
Mm-hmm.
queries directly in the application.
Mm-hmm.
But in addition to that, Analytics Plus and Zoho reports will offer much more flexibility when it comes to reports. So it can
Okay.
offer drag and drop interface wherein you can drag and drop the columns, and also it can help you to get multiple charts. Say if
Okay.
a customer have a requirement to publish a dashboard on a big screen, so Analytics
Mm-hmm.
Plus would be really useful. And also if they want a one-page report, meaning say if their CEO wants to have a report, all required dashboards in one particular page, that can be built easily using analytics. I'll get you a clear difference. I will demonstrate what are the reporting options available within Service Desk Plus and what are the advantages you will get when integrate with IT analytics. So Analytics Plus and Zoho reports are different products, but it can be tightly integrated with Service Desk.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Any other questions for me before I hand over the session to Agassi? People, please be interactive. So if you have any questions in your mind, please ask. Yeah, we are all friends, and I'm just working for a different company, just like you, right? So you can ask me any questions. You can ask us any questions if you do have.
Yeah, this is Shyam here,
Hi,
and
Shyam.
I have a question. So,
Yes.
is there a way to get a hands-on whenever you complete a module? So, do we need to download this trial version, or do you have any?
Yeah, you can certainly do it. To make this process easier, we have an implementation evaluation. So fifth
Okay.
day, we will be sharing you 50 use cases, right? So
Hmm.
whatever you learned, you'll be implementing it step by step. So that's going to give you a real hands-on, and these are all use cases that we have got it from the customers. So these are all real-time use cases. So when you implement it, I would say you are an implementation expert for Service Desk Plus. So we'll be doing over the fifth day of the session,
Okay.
right? It's going to be a real hands-on. So first we'll complete the training, and then when you implement the use cases, it would be a refresher. That is, you can recall whatever you learned in the training and implement it right on the trial version of our product. So you can download and install the trial version on your own laptop. Yeah, it's gonna be just a download as you normally do, and you can install it. And once you implement it, we can take a backup and you can send it across so that we can check, how many use cases you have implemented and whether you have done it properly or not. So we'll get your feedback on that.